Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with my good friends Kevin, Chaz, Torrent. Um, really good to see you all. Good to see everyone here. This is kind of like the soft reboot of Saturday Night Watch Talk. Um, we have a topic and some preparation. I'm in good health, and we are we're ready to go. So the usual semi disclaimer that I say is that we're not experts. We don't mean to offend anyone. We're just actually just chatting. We're just friends chatting. So if you're ever, hey, we got Steve. Steve, good to see you.
Oh, look at me here,
Oh, wow.
Mr.
Wow,
Casio.
what an honor. Good to see you, sir. But yeah, if you guys are offended by some of the conversations, just take to heart that we are not here to offend. Oh, SPGA 375, Steve.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa,
There we go.
nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
it's very nice. Is that a rubber bee or what?
No, that's a Tropic,
Oh, okay.
genuine Tropic from the Synchron company that makes Tropic and whatchamacallit, the isoframe straps.
Yeah, very cool. Um, it actually looked integrated in that
It,
shot
it,
there.
it looks like it fits really well. It's
Yeah, very nice.
and so comfortable.
Yeah, I
Thanks for
gotta
having me
get my
on.
hands on
Appreciate it.
some of those.
Great to join such an awesome panel.
Yeah, it's good to have you. It's good to properly chat with you, Steve.
Absolutely.
But yeah, let's do wrist checks. Keith, what's on your wrist?
I think it was the same thing as last week. My Grand Seiko SBGN 003
Cool,
went to the 80 today to get it resized because it was a little too tight, and it's perfect now. So
nice. And how about you, Chaz? What's on your wrist?
I'm wearing the Zen
Oh,
105
wow.
UTC on a Nick Mankey hook strap here.
Very
So,
cool.
At
yep,
UTC hands hiding.
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I love that
it
watch.
is. It
Yeah,
could be
Although you can
yours
see it's
for
poking out around the
30%.
sides.
Yeah.
it's may I say that your pronunciation was excellent there. It
Oh,
was
thank you, thank you. I've worked on that one a lot. Pretty
yeah,
simple.
yeah.
Do you still got the 903?
No, no, the
Oh,
903 was
Oh,
sacrificed along the way. Um,
that you moved up for the speedy, right?
I do. I have the Paul side of the
Yeah.
moon, and then I have the 103 limited edition, the 103 Classic 12. So
yeah, that's nice
um,
too. Yeah.
I like the 903, but it I didn't love it. I wasn't in love. Um, we had a good time together, but passed it along, let somebody else enjoy it. So.
Yeah, sounds good. How
Fair
about
enough.
you, Torrin? What's on your wrist?
My latest acquisition. This is
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Oh
hovering.
my god! Whoa!
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
look at that backside. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
it's kind of like not my normal watch. I gravitate towards tool watches, but I wanted to expand my horological horizon.
Look at that alliteration as well.
Wow.
Very nice. Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's such a
So
beautiful
I
watch.
mean, yeah, I was able to meet up with Colin for lunch this week. So that was great to meet him in person. And then yeah, we
Yeah.
worked out a trade.
Well, the watch is all great and all, but what did you guys eat?
Well, we went to East Sides.
Oh,
I
oh, he,
loaded up
he
on
had the
the soup
chicken.
and salad.
He had the chicken parm. I bet
He did.
he had the chicken.
You didn't even have to look at the menu. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I love each side's chicken parm as well. Shrimp parm though. Oh, Bobby Legs, if you're here, shrimp parm is excellent.
Yeah,
that's
Torn.
Utah.
Torn, did you wear that Habring biking today? Is that what you wore?
I did not wear it biking. I wore my Casio. Yeah. Although, isn't this like shock protected? I don't know. I think they
I have
say.
no idea.
I don't know anything about the watch.
Okay,
All I know is it's incredibly thin and it's beautiful.
it is. Yeah. Thanks.
I
What's
just
on your wrist,
assumed
Sanjay?
My wrist is Grand Seiko Winter SPGA
back on the wrist.
415. 415. Yeah.
I love that blue second hand standing out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would have got the 413 if it had the blue seconds hand. The spring.
That's the pink one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the winter has that and stands out so nicely.
It does.
You know,
yeah.
you had another Grand Seiko that had a blued hand that stood out too.
Which one?
The one I still have,
Yeah. Yeah.
the white birch.
Oh, and you had one with a beautiful blue GMT hand that I still have that you no longer have.
You didn't even say we were brothers last time for the GMT. So.
I thought I did, didn't I?
No,
He's looking
you
for
said it was you
confirmation.
and who else was it?
There was
Sam?
was there 3 of us wearing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
No,
Well,
yeah.
let's say hi to everyone in the chat here and get moving. We got Bill, good to see you. Wilson's here. Bruno, good to see you, sir. And the other Steve, good to see you, Time Hell Steve. Underachieving Watch Collector is here. And we've got Peter C. Good to see you. Wilson is pronouncing JLC, JJ Lacoute. We got BJ. Good to see you. Hey, Patrick's here. Good to see you, sir. I can't wait to hear the many pronunciations of JLC. Yeah. We got Joey here. Very good. Dan feels very strongly on this topic. Good to see you, Dan. Pale Horse. Dibs here. How's it going? Wilson says, Sanjay, please offend me. We got, hey, Kevin D. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. We got Darren. Hi, Darren. And Justin. Good to see you. Greg. How are you? Good to see you. Mez9 is here as well. I think we've got Neff. There we go. Neff. Good to see you, sir. Kevin S., how's it going? Shrimp farm is the way to go. I thought you were vehemently against shrimp farm, Kevin.
I'm sure he is.
Hey, Colin's here. My new watch brother with the SPGM.
This is for you, Colin.
Don't get used to it.
Yeah. Kevin, good to see you. Kevin Hawthorne from Lakin, Florida. All right. Sorry if I missed anyone. Oh, we got Tennessee Mike. Good to see you. If I missed anyone, I'm sure we will see you in the chat as we talk about stuff. So again, for tonight, we're just gonna kind of explore. The main point is to explore how far we go as people with varying accents. I mean, everyone here has a very similar accent, but if as a North Americans speaking in French to Japanese style watch terms, how far would we go to sound the way the natives, in the sense, so the native speakers of that language, how far we would go to sound like them when pronouncing their words without starting to sound like a jerk. So that is the exploration here. We're not experts. We haven't gone super in depth into researching and stuff. Jenny L actually did a really great video pronouncing all this stuff, all these words. So we're gonna maybe go into looking at that. But I've got a list of words that maybe we can try pronouncing. Hopefully you guys didn't watch that Jenny L video.
No.
But yeah, let's start with. I should have made banners, but I didn't get a chance. But let's start with the first one here. It's our favorite brand, one of our favorite brands, begins with O and ends with mega. Um, I we don't have to pronounce all these names, but I was thinking about omega. Some people call it omega. Our friend TGV, he says omega. Quite a few British accented people say omega, and I've noticed that like they with Greek words they drag the e, like for theta, they say theta, um, and so on and so forth. So omega is what they say. Greek omega, I did a bit of research. The word or the letter omega is actually omega, omega. But some people, the other person I've heard, another British person I've heard say omega is Armand the watch guy, who we haven't seen in quite some time. I don't know if you guys know if anything happened to him or if you're familiar with where he might be right now. But um, Armand the watch guy, he says omega, and I hadn't heard that before. But anyway, omega, omega, omega. But let's go with maybe I'll share my screen and then I can type it out. That would probably be a good way to go. But yeah, do you guys have any thoughts about pronunciation while I pull my screen up here?
Is it Two Broke Watch Snobs that has the pre-Bond scene? Like if the watch was made before the Bond scene where he says Omega on the train, then it's an Omega watch. But if the watch was built after that Bond scene, it's an Omega.
Huh. That's interesting.
Because
So-
that's when the last real marketing personality said it's an Omega.
That's
Do you
interesting.
know what
So,
around what year that was?
Let's see.
so I'm guessing someone at Omega or Omega said that.
You know, I think it might have been kind of an ad-libbed line in the movie. I don't know that Omega said it has to be this line,
Okay.
but I think it was, she was asking about the Rolex and he said, no, it's an Omega. And it fell in. And, you know, I'm sure Omega said, perfect.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, while Steve looks that up, I'm gonna ask if Kevin, not Kevin, Keith. Sorry, Kevin, Keith.
I usually get that a lot.
Speaking of pronunciation,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Keith is pronounced Keith, not Kevin.
Keith
but
is
that's
pronounced. Well, yeah.
It's up for debate.
My apologies, Kevin. Keith. Do you get that a lot, actually, Keith?
Yeah, I do get that a lot.
Really? Wow. Okay, so you want to try pronouncing this?
I had to say Longines.
You say Longines?
Longines.
Yeah.
Longines? Longines. Longines. Yeah, that's what I say.
Anyone else want to take a stab at it?
I would say Longines. I've only because I heard you're not supposed to say the S, but that could be a bunch of crap.
Longines.
So I'm just going to say Longines.
Yeah.
As a guess.
Longines. Yeah, maybe I
I
do say
concur.
that. It's hard
with
to
Chad.
remember.
Yeah.
I
I
just
say
assume every.
Longines, but then if I review a Longines, after a while it becomes Longines.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so it is actually
Longines.
Longines. So you don't pronounce the G and you don't pronounce the S. But when you say when I'm talking like this and I say Longines, I start to encroach on that. You sound like a jerk. I feel like I do. And it's really strange that that I feel that way. Would be an interesting thing to talk about because I feel there are other words where I grew up pronouncing differently. Obviously, because I grew up in Sri Lanka, and my accent has changed. But over there, we say schedule, kind of like the British way. And every time I say that, I feel like I'm being a jerk, a little bit, when I say schedule. So, and my wife probably helps me because she always makes fun of me there when I say schedule, but or advertisement instead of advertisement, right?
Oh,
Instead
yeah.
of schedule. So when I'm at work and I'm thinking of schedule, I have to stop and I'm trying to say the word. I have to say, okay, the right way to say it here is schedule. um, so yeah, so maybe I'm overly sensitive to pronunciation, um, and I try too hard because a few people made fun of me when I was talking about one of the watches. I think Kevin S. I think Kevin S. has a watch that's an Astron that is commemorating Kintaro Hattori's
Mm.
140th birthday. And so I used to really like Japanese. I used to learn a little bit of Japanese. I was trying to pick up that language. So when I see Japanese words, my accent kind of tries to mimic that, but I sound like a real jerk when I say Kintaro Hattori. um, but yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking of this. And the reason this video kind of came up was because Hodinky did a video this week, and one of Jack Forrester's questions was how to pronounce Rehaut.
Oh yeah,
And and Jack Forrester said,
flange.
yeah, he said flange, and he said it in a really different way. Like I hadn't even heard it pronounced Rejo or something like that. Um, and yeah, I thought, man, he sounds a little bit like a jerk. Not nothing personal, but yeah. Um, so let's take a look at some of the chat here. Um, Kevin S says, "I just pretend I'm Bruce Williams whenever I try to pronounce a watch brand." I'm not sure what that means. But,
Is VC on your list?
it is. It is in my list. Do you want to take a stab at pronouncing VC? I
I'd
find
probably
it.
pronounce it the same way as Bruce Williams because I've seen him pronounce it.
How does he pronounce it? I haven't heard that.
I think it's like Vacheron Constantin.
Okay,
Is that the
that's
right
not
way
too
to say
bad.
But he does it kind of angry, like Vacheron Constantin.
it?
You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's right. Yeah,
like
the
you're kind of mad
enunciation
at
is
it.
on the end. Yeah.
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 Omega. I only follow God, TGP. Kevin S says, "I love when the Brits say Omega." Hamilton, says Steve. Only brand I can pronounce is the International Watch Company in Hamilton. That's a good one. Wilson says we need Wolfie here to enunciate properly, and we will be talking about some German brands. I know Wolfie isn't German, but Austria is pretty close. Stefan is wearing the SPGN 001. Very cool.
Oh, nice.
Great choice. Justin says, funny how the Brits invented the language but refused to speak it. Power move. That's good. That's good, Joey. Nilo, good to see you, sir. Let's see. Got a couple of links from Steve. Oh, I'm sorry. My screen is spazzing out a little bit, but Matthew.
Yeah, that was the casino. It was Casino Royale in 2006 when
Okay.
Daniel Craig showed up and said that was the Omega.
Okay.
Right. That was the train scene, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is linked in the YouTube clip beneath that. And then I got an article with mispronounced watch brands, just in case. I mean, there's some easy ones in there, but
Have you guys seen Josh the Town Watches video on that?
No.
He did a redneck pronounces Swiss watch brands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, comedy gold there. It was really good. If you guys have a moment, do go check that out. Let me pull this screen up. Sorry, bear with me here. All right, 2006 Casio Royale Casino. I can't say Casino Royale anymore.
I think there was a Casio within a Bond film, just not that one.
Yeah. Seamaster Driver 300M was back. This time coaxial escapement and was joined by Seamaster Planet Ocean.
Yeah, there was the Timothy Dalton wave dial before that, but this was that scene.
Right. Yeah. Pretty cool. Dan was saying Omega is wrong. I do agree. Omega is wrong. Omega, the way us North Americans pronounce it, for at least in this case, is correct. Omega is.
That's the way I say it.
Yeah.
Omega.
Mm-hmm. If Omega takes long, it's going to be long. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. How about we try? See, the thing is, I was not able to make some slides. I wanted to make some slides so this would be easier, but I kind of ran out of time. But let me reshare my screen here. Pardon the lack of polish here, but okay.
Still Omega.
Still Omega. Have you guys heard this word? I mean, we all have heard this word.
Oh, yeah. I only know how TGV said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny pronunciation of it. TGV has the Italian version, rattrapante.
Yeah. Just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
I had a problem where I put the rattrapante in my pantaloons, and next thing you know, I caught something that I did not want to catch. That was a painful day.
Anyone want to take a stab at this one?
I drop a bunch of letters and go with rattrapante.
Yeah. Well, apparently you're supposed to have like an H sound before the first R, and I'm not even going to. Well, I should probably try. It's like rattrapante. I can't do it. But very interesting. Rattrapante. See, so when you do go really legitimate there with that pronunciation, I feel like you do encroach on that. You kind of sound like a jerk now. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the end, again, not to offend anyone, if you do like pronouncing it the way it's supposed to be pronounced, that's great. But I feel like when it comes to something this far out, rattrapante sounds better, right? I feel like that sounds good, rattrapante, and it's such a fluid subject. It's so subjective, but it's a fun word. But let's keep going. Let's look at. I know it sounds like we're digging at TGV a lot. not the intention, but how about this?
It's still the rattrapante.
Oh, we're still no, he's talking about the brand. Are you talking about the brand?
No. I went to the wrong tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Zeraratsu.
Oh yes.
I think I've heard that is. I think it's Colin who says that's Japanese for Cape Cod cloth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He did say that. But this is actually a funny word because it's a mispronunciation of a Swiss word. So Zalas machine, I think, is the correct pronunciation for the polishing machine. We've heard Tim Mosso mention it a few hundred times in every Grand Seiko review that he's done.
Yeah, every review.
Yeah.
Well, you also can't patent Zalas when other people have used it in prior art. You can patent Zaratsu when you call it your own damn thing.
Yeah. So Zaratsu is a very interesting outlier. It's it's a Japanese pronunciation of the loss, and it's become its own thing. Zaratsu. Um, Keeping up with the Japanese, we've got the Micro Artist Studio in.
The interesting thing is you will find similar Zaratsu polishing or Salaz polishing on other Japanese watches, like the Casio Oceanus, the top of the Casio round,
Right.
and the Citizen, like the 5 second a year super
The
accurate
Chronomaster?
quartzes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Minase as well. I
yeah,
don't know if you guys have
good
heard
pieces.
of independent. I think Minase is an independent. But beautiful, beautiful watch. This is the one I'm thinking of, the video. It's funny that funny that we're talking about pronunciation here, but are you guys familiar with this watch?
Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise. That's good. Um, very, very Grand Seiko-esque, I would say.
Their
Yeah.
sister brand is called Mustard, and they'll be coming out with a bunch of yellow watches.
Right. That's good.
You know, good. That goes good with the chicken parmigiani.
Yep.
Yeah.
Together they can relish their profits.
Peter's thing, I'm convinced TGV makes it up as he goes along. Don't we all, though?
Yeah, really.
I mean, in TGV's defense, he's built a decent allegiance with Squale, who make good watches.
Yeah. Was the pronunciation? I've heard that Squale's pronunciation was squall.
Oh yeah,
Actual
I've heard that.
pronunciation.
I mean, isn't it Squall or something? Isn't that like
I think squale is because TGV uses that's the Italian pronunciation for shark. I think. Right?
Okay.
for shark when you shart yourself?
Shark.
Sorry, Chaz. I didn't mean to make you shart.
Yeah, you caught me on that. Didn't see that one coming.
That's what happens when you do, man. It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's right. It's always shocking.
Neff talking about the Rotherpont.
Split
Chrono.
Yeah.
much easier.
Yeah.
Bulova.
Bulova.
Yeah.
Justin beat me to Ratatouille.
That would be fun, going up and down the East Coast and recording different jewelry store counters saying Bulova.
Yeah.
Bulova, Bulova, Bulova. You're getting a quality Italian piece from the motherland here.
Rotherpont loosely translates to catch up. I have heard that. Neff calls Zaratsu shiny. It is shiny. Almond Ratsu. Yeah. Content definitely just a cod.
Amon perfected a whole new technique. So
yeah. Kevin S says it's pronounced Zarazatsu. Zaruzatsu.
I think he's dipping into the Bruce Williams well again. There.
He's dipping into Saturday morning kung fu.
Mark mentioning, I think talking about the Minase here, the new one without a date is great. I've been eyeing that one as well.
I always saw the one with the cutout for the date. Do we have the non-date?
Let me pull this up again. Because this one has the triple date window. That's kind of egregious.
Which I normally don't like, but the way they cut like the whole rest of the dial out, it's interesting. It's visually well done, intriguing.
Yeah. I can see that.
It'd be interesting.
Let's see. No date.
Like lately, I've been looking at old Seiko 9Fs without a date on them. There aren't many, but there are some good ones.
Yeah. Come on. Shiba Urushi, is this the one? That's the one.
Oh, what's that dial made from?
Urushi.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That's another good one to pronounce.
Yeah. 40 layers of Urushi.
Urushi, Urushi.
So how is your pen Urushi collection, Sanjay?
I don't have any Urushi pens, actually.
See, I was gonna wonder, like, if I wanted some good Urushi, would I be better off buying like a pen where I can like examine it in the round or something like that, or on a dial where it's kind of flat and you kind of have to bring the light to it? I was just curious, what would be a better format for it, or is there some other way entirely that is better?
I feel like a pen is probably the most economical way to experience Urushi.
Mm-hmm.
But Marcus probably would be better equipped to answer the pen section of that. But Urushi on the Seiko not the Prospects, Presage, Seiko Presage line is really impressive.
Yeah, like Colin says, Urushi dials are mostly a gimmick. A lot of times it's let me slap 2 to 3 coatings of this and send it out.
Right.
You have to put some real work into it to make it work.
Yeah.
For it to be an art piece and worth losing your time in.
Yeah.
Like Neff says, how many layers? You got to know how many. How does this guy build his layers, and how many does he need to get the right depth and character and everything you're looking for? So it's I know just that much about Urushi to know that I know nothing beyond that.
Right. I just know that it's a poison oak. I think it's a very poisonous material that takes a long time to cure, and it can still, even if you do have an allergic reaction to oak or ivy, poison ivy, you are susceptible to get an allergic reaction even with like an Urushi pen. So I've heard of people having allergic reactions to Urushi pens once they've touched them.
So no Urushi EpiPens.
Still better than a tritium dial, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite deadly.
Right.
Well, you got to be huffing that tritium dial or a radium dial every day.
Oh, radium,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Radium will get you, but tritium.
Tritium is fairly actually, unless you like swallow it, you're fine.
Yeah, even if
I
you
used
did.
to work a lot with it with my graduate training.
Okay.
Right.
From what I've heard, radium will accumulate in a closed watch box. So if you have like whatever old piece in there, close your watch box for a week, a weekend, it'll build up, and then when you open that watch box up, that radon gas is coming back out, and you're at risk of inhaling it at that point in time. So if you don't seal it and it's in a well ventilated place, you're not going to have issues. But if you lock that puppy up in a safe deposit box and you pull that open and you go, oh, look at my stuff, you just inhaled like half a gallon of radon gas for no reason.
Right. Yeah, so moving on. How about the funny little doodad that's in the middle of a dial that spins and is super expensive?
Fidget spinner? Or do we have another roulette watch?
No, I think he's talking about the complication.
Yeah.
Oh, the tourbillon. Tourbillon. I hear Venti has one. It's a great value.
Yes. I've heard that too. What was the place where Rob bought his egregiously priced watch instead of Submariner?
Oh,
Torno.
Torno, yeah. Torno has tourbillons, don't they?
Probably.
They have Hublot, so they must have tourbillons.
Yeah. Well, I mean like a Torno branded tourbillon watch. They got it. Gotta have something.
Maybe, not sure.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, so let's move on from just pronouncing stuff and maybe chat about what you guys think. Do you guys ever feel like if someone goes the extra mile to try and pronounce something, it sounds a little jerkish, or does it, not that it reflects badly on that person, and it's never really goes beyond that point, at least for me. But has that thought ever come up? Like when I pronounce ALS as Alanga Unsuna, um, would you say what's up with that guy?
I don't have a problem with somebody that pronounces things correctly if they know, if they know what it should be. Or um, I guess I would have a problem with somebody who's kind of policing it,
Right.
like
Yeah.
saying, somebody saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't pronounce it that way." Basically, I know this: any watch brand that I can't pronounce, I probably can't afford either. So that's usually where I kind of, I can check out. I don't care if I can pronounce it correctly because I'm probably never going to own one. Um, but I don't feel pressured to say it correctly. I'm probably going to butcher it anyway, so I just blurt it out. But I don't think somebody's pretentious for saying it correctly. It doesn't bother me that way.
Yeah, that's actually a good word, pretentious. I couldn't come up with that, but yeah. Keith, what are your thoughts?
I just try and pronounce stuff the most American way possible. I'll try and stick to that, and usually it's wrong anyway, so not the best one to ask.
I feel like there's something endearing about that. When someone just sticks to their accent, and it's not something I do because I try too hard, basically. But if someone just says, "Hey, I'm gonna call it a Lange and Son," um, there I find there's something endearing about that. They're sticking to their guns and they're not trying too hard, and I don't know.
So how do you legitimately pronounce, if you were to say it to someone, JLC?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I would say Jaeger LeCoultre.
Okay.
But a good point Rick brought up earlier was that it could be pronounced Jaeger LeCoultre without it being wrong. So Jaeger and Jaeger are both correct. Um, because it was in the German side of Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken. And so technically it could be more correct to call it Jaeger LeCoultre, but most people call it Jaeger, including the CEO of JLC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
That'll do it.
yeah, even that's the other thing. It's kind of appealing to authority there because the CEO could be from the U.S. and he might say JJ LeCoultre, or they might refuse to pronounce it. But kind of like with Grand Seiko, there's all these different cities, right, and these different places that they derive their dial designs or whatever marketing that they come up with. These the beautiful Genbi Valley dials, or the micro artist studio in Shiojiri, or what's the other place where the 9S is made? Shizukuishi. Um, that's where the 9S movements are made. And yeah, so Joe Kirk, I'm really impressed that he always does his level best. And so that's the other end of it. Joe Kirk, who's a North American, he does his best to make that Japanese pronunciation, um, to keep that authenticity. So an interesting other side of the coin there. Steve, what are your thoughts on trying to trying to pronounce it correct?
On JLC?
Well, anything.
Or just
Really.
anything about.
Yeah.
I think there's an easy level that you can go, like AP, Audemars Piguet. You know, you could go with over the top Audemars Piaget or Audemars Piguet. You know, you could like throw in every single syllable on some of them. Jaeger LeCoultre. I mean, you can go with that. So I think people can take it too far. And when people do, I tend to be a little turned off. It sounds like they're showing off their knowledge and their desire to be Alex Trebek. But I'm not going to ding them for that. I'm going to listen to whatever other knowledge they have to show off. And there's probably some really good stuff they want to pass on to me.
Right.
I'm probably just going to keep calling it JLC or Jaeger LeCoultre and move on. But otherwise, they probably have some kind of stuff they want to pass on in their enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's a great point. What are your thoughts, Torrent?
Yeah, I'm not overly offended. I feel like it's heavily dependent on the context of the conversation as well. And I think I might have mentioned this earlier too, but like I'm really guilty of if I'm reviewing a watch for my channel, I'll try hard to do the correct pronunciation and enunciation at the start of the video, but then it usually just falls off and then I revert to like whatever North American slang I'm used to. So like Longines becomes Longines very quickly, or I mean, I've never reviewed a JLC. I'd love to, but that would probably go south pretty quickly.
Well, I'd like to share this video here from Joshtown that I was talking about earlier. It is so incredibly funny, and I hope, Josh, if you are ever watching this, I hope you're okay with me sharing this. But
Patek Philippe.
this is really good stuff.
Patek Philippe. Long jeans. Long jeans. Blank pain. Blank pain. Cartier. Cartier.
I don't know if you could hear the audio there, but it's really
That's
really
good.
good stuff. But Jenny L did a really good video too. If you guys, for reference, let me go to my history here. And there's a really handy chaptering system here that would have taken forever for them to do. And they go over not just, or she goes over not just watch brands, but all sorts of German brands too, like Adidas. That's another pronunciation in Sri Lanka. Growing up, we call this Adidas, and it's Adidas here. Adidas, right? So yeah. So yeah, guys, do check those out. But not sure if you guys have anything else you'd like to chat about. I'll go into the chat real quick. Actually, still a bit off my game here.
I had a personal experience when I did visit my cousins in Germany.
Okay.
And that's Glashütte or Glasuta or Glasut.
Right.
I always called it Glashütte, but I think a lot of people will say Glasuta. Like they won't put the pronunciation. So I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are.
I've always pronounced it Glasuta Original.
Yeah.
But it's you're supposed to actually hold the A longer. So Jenny does it in that video. You guys should check out. But it's Glasuta
Right.
Original. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I used to go with.
Glass Uta.
Well, not that long.
Not that long. Is that too long?
A little longer, but
Glass
a little
Uta.
too longer.
I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
A little too long, as Karen
A
said.
little too longer on that one.
Hey, Bobby's here. Bobby's saying Jaeger LeCoultre tourbillon would be a nice praise. Yeah, they do those. Dan actually hates it when people say deployment. I do find that to be a bit of a pet peeve as well. And And we've heard Tim also say that it's a pet peeve of his. It's deployant, not deployment. You're not going
Deployment's
to,
where you go in the army for a while.
yeah. Kevin S says can sometimes sound pretentious depending on the context. That's a good point. Good point. Patrick saying correct pronunciation's never worse than incorrect pronunciation. That's true. That is true. Let's see. BJ saying fragile. Not sure what that means. Like
Oh,
you don't know that movie reference?
That's a movie reference?
Fragile?
Sorry?
Fragile.
What is
You
that?
don't know that movie? It's from Christmas Story.
Which
you've not seen Christmas Story?
Which one? Like
Sanjay,
That's the
you
name
have
of the
to
movie.
fix that.
Home Alone's a Christmas Story.
The Christmas
Die
Story.
Hard.
Don't shoot your eye
I've
out.
heard Die Hard is a Christmas story.
Don't shoot your eye out.
Yeah, don't shoot your eye out. This is a
Shoot your eye
classic.
out.
Glasuit.
Don't shoot your eye out.
So what is fragile? Is that? Oh, okay. I'm guessing they're reading something in a box.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're reading a box is marked fragile, and he goes. The old guy goes, "Fragile. It must be Italian."
Right. That sounds funny, actually. You should look the movie up.
Inside's a lamp of a leg.
Yeah.
It's quality.
You'll love the movie. It's good. The whole family. It's good for the whole family.
Yeah.
You know what dawned on me? Like, I recently watched Die Hard, right? The Christmas movie.
Right.
At the end of it, the only thing holding up the nemesis is a Gruber or something. I think he's held it like he's caught on a wristwatch, and I'm pretty sure it's a Rolex. And they cut the band, and he falls to his death. But I didn't know which Rolex it was.
Thought it was a date or something like that.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't going to say the details, but just saying, very poetic way to end a Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
F is bringing up good brand here to pronounce. Richard
Mille.
That's what I've heard. I actually didn't look it up. I've heard it been pronounced Richard Meal or Mille. But Matthew, thank you, sir. Colin says I usually mess it up a bit on purpose so I don't expose myself. Yeah, I think I would too. Now I know how to pronounce Rattrapant. I'm still gonna say Rattrapant. I don't even know anymore now.
I want to see the Rattrapanty.
See, that's something I do too. Like, if you can actually go in subtly and like kind of downplay or mispronounce it yourself, and then see if the person corrects you, and that's a good way to level set like where that person is.
Well, that would make the person a greater jerk. If someone were to correct.
No, but sometimes like if you're at an AD, right, and you don't know if the sales rep is like knowledgeable, right, you could totally do that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. There are quite a few long jeans ADs in my area. I guess, hey, can I buy some long jeans? Let's see. Scott Tarlow says, imagine spending being so rich that you could spend $100K on a watch and not bother to take 5 seconds to look up how to pronounce it. Yeah. Bobby says the pronunciation of GLC gets better.
Oh, yeah, your mom's. Oh, that's it.
Linguistic. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, the less you care, the easier that one gets. Speaking of which,
when I was first getting into this hobby, and I would hear people talk about certain watches, I'd hear people talk about JLC, and I'd look them up and think those are really beautiful, and then later on people talked about, Jaeger LeCoultre. And I thought, man, that must be a really nice watch. I thought they were two totally different things. I was saying, these JLCs are nice. And the guy said, well, yeah, but I like this one. I thought, yeah, but JLC, I like that better. And they said, that is JLC. That's how far below the bar I was. I didn't even know that was what that meant. So I stick with JLC and ALS and, if AP, if I can get if I can just go with the initials.
PTSD.
Yeah. I still have PTSD over that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we were all below that bar, so I know. I there was a time where I couldn't pronounce Jaeger LeCoultre.
I was way below that bar when I got into German watches.
Yeah.
The worst is like, hey, I'd love to see that Mr. Singer. I think it's a Meister Singer. I'm not too sure. Like the one-hander watch.
Yeah.
Do you say Stova, for example, or do you say Stova?
I'm actually, I really like German culture, so I really try with German like Lange and Stova.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Japanese culture, so I really try hard with Japanese.
How do you say the last name? I just put in private chat.
I know. I just saw that. Let me pull this up. Actually, it'd be fun to ask you guys. Was it the first one or the second one?
Second one. We'll start there.
Yeah.
See that?
I'm not even gonna try that one.
That one's easy. That's Spanish.
Yeah. Well, no, not that one. The second one here. I'm pulling it up here. I am unfamiliar with this brand. Are you guys familiar with this?
I can zoom in. I can't really see.
Yeah,
it's Eberhard.
I would have said Eberhard.
Me too. Eberhard, yeah.
Extra Fort. Isn't
after
like
you get the Riskmaster General, you need to be Extra Fort.
Yeah. Well,
the
cheese here in Canada, we've got the French words for cheese, and cheddar has
Chowder.
Oh, extra strong.
Extra strong, yeah.
Extra sharp.
Sharp.
Beaucoup fort.
What about the other one? The one we just passed by. I know I've heard TGV pronounce this one.
Cuervo y sobrinos is the Spanish way to Alex Trebek. I guess the English translation is the Cuervo and sobrinos.
I would have gone Cuervo.
The sobrinos is Spanish for nephews.
Okay.
I think Cuervo is a family that makes tequila.
I see.
But I figured that was not a good name with a lot of potential.
Yeah. Matthew Davis saying, according to Archer Luxury, GP is Gerard Paraguay. Gira. I haven't actually written that on my notes. Bruno says, no one gives grief to the Aussies when they say Chuda instead of Tudor. I feel like a lot of Brits say Chuda, like with a CH. Chuda. So maybe that's why no one gives grief to the Aussies. But our beloved Talking Hands guy from Watchfinder says Tudor as well, so I'm sticking with Tudor. Chuda. Like a spot of tea. Some Chudas.
I'm gonna get a bowl of Chuda.
Could I have some fish and chips?
You think we're on the verge of getting canceled?
Yeah.
Oh man. Sarmad. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. No worries on being late. It's all recorded, so. Colin says Jenny. Stefan says Cartier. Stefan also says I say it correct. Adidas. Yeah. Well, I'm way behind on the chat. Sorry, guys. Kevin Diehard, spoiler alert. Who is Guy O'Shea? Or is it pronounced Guy? Is it Guy O'Shea?
Gee.
Oh, Guy O'Shea!
You caught it. Nice.
I was waiting on the light to come on.
Oh, that was good. That was good, Colin. Man, you got me. That's a good one. Do you guys want to try pronouncing that?
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's Rujepi. So that's what I've heard at least.
Pretty much, yeah. I would
Kevin,
try to do something sounding cooler and better, but it would end up coming out the exact same.
yeah. I was told a few times that Guilloche is actually pronounced Guilloche, but then I'm getting conflicting answers to that. So maybe someone was pulling my leg when they said you pronounce Guilloche. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Could very well have been someone pulling my leg. F. Rushepi. He was the lead actor in Appalachian Trail. Guy O'Shea. Have you guys watched Most Extreme Sports? Have you guys even heard of that? It was like this really funny dub of
MXC?
yeah, MXC. Okay.
Oh, it's MXC. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That thing's great.
There's a guy or Guy. I don't want to re-say that name. It was from way back, and I can't curse, so his name is a cuss word. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but Colin saying Guilloche is probably right. Guilloche would add an A at the end. Well, though I don't know. That accent on top of the E is pronounced A, right? So Guilloche sounds right.
Hey, we're all Canadian, right? Colin and Sanjay.
Oh, yeah,
So it's like, hey, you just add it.
Just yeah, everyth's after
Going for a rip, eh?
Tim Hortons, eh?
Yeah.
Brioche. All right, guys, it's getting a bit late, so I'm getting a bit loopy. Do you guys have anything coming up this week? Keith,
Nope.
anything you'd like to to plug, like a podcast or something you've been watching?
I don't think so.
A game you've been playing? Have you
Actually,
found your next game?
I just started Mario Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
Still early on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just playing that right before we started.
Cool. I think you'll like that one.
Looking forward to playing some more.
How about you, Chaz? Anything you'd like to recommend or talk about?
Nothing to plug. Thank you for the invite. It's good to be on with you again. I do need to say my appearance is sponsored by Almond Cell Straps.
Right.
So don't forget to look that up. Got a good sale going on right now, Golden Days. He piggybacks on the Japanese holiday over there. So just a keyword Golden Days, get you 25% off. So check that out, Almond Cell Straps. I like to be upfront about that kind of thing, So
All
Full
right.
disclosure, Chas, you are an honorable man.
yeah. I didn't want anybody to think I was, on here free or anything. So.
Expertise is not free.
Yeah.
Right.
Big
Yeah.
thank you to Amin for buying Chaz for us.
Right.
Oh, that was good. How about you, Steve? Got anything to talk about or plug?
I have a new job. I'm learning something called ConnectWise. My brain is leaking out of the side of my ear,
Right.
and life is good. I think it's great. It's a great challenge. Other than that, I have no clue. I'm
Right.
hoping for a call for a watch from an AD. Hopefully, we'll see. I'm not sure. Could be a Black Bay Pro. Could be a sub.
Oh,
Wow.
Could
nice.
be nothing.
Wow.
Who knows?
Very cool. That'll be good. Either of those would be a good watch to celebrate your new position.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's so great. It's such a great surprise to have you here with us. And
Oh,
thanks for
thank
coming.
you. Happy to join. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Torin, you had a great video come out.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I finally got around to putting out the video for the Seiko SPB 147. So feel free to check it out on my YouTube channel.
Yeah. Anything else coming up during the week up ahead?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I'll probably be taking a closer look at this, the Hobring, but
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah,
Oh, that'll be good to see, like up close.
that
and
might be a
personal.
few weeks out before I put a video together. But,
Right.
what about you, Sanjay? Is there going to be Sunday night
Soup.
stream?
I'm gonna take
No pressure.
one more. We're gonna stick to the May launch for
Got it.
soup.
I mean, May is
Tomorrow is
tomorrow.
May.
Oh, it is tomorrow. Oh man. Okay.
Sorry, no pressure. Though. No pressure.
Yeah.
Second week
No,
of
no.
May launch, he meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll do that. But yeah, if you guys want to come on chat, we can totally do that. But I have nothing prepared for soup, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I still really need to get back on the reviewing train. I've got a backlog. I'm like ready to review 4 watches. I just have to do them. So
You mean
it
sell
should
for
be
watches? No.
right. No, funnily enough, I really don't want to sell any of them. I may sell
Wow.
one of them, but I don't want
I'm
to.
excited to see your thoughts on the green Grand Seiko,
Yeah,
like in a video format. Yeah.
the one I just got, or the
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Not the spring, summer.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will eventually get to it. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining us. It was a great evening. I really enjoyed chatting with you all in the chat as well. And hope to see you again next week. Take care, everyone. You guys are infinitely valuable, and stay safe.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Good night, all.
Good night.